Aloha, this is Kai Pacha with the weekly Pele report, and this one is for August 7th of 2013. I'm here at the James Gilliland Estate. It's a ranch outside of Trout Lake, Washington, where we're going to be hosting an amazing healing festival next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. And I'm sneaking away from all of the healers and the artists that are here with me to get in this Pele report. And what do I find but, minutes away from the place, I come out to a little island. It's a nice little pond out here. So let's look at what's going on. Right now the moon is in the sign of Leo. We just had that new moon yesterday, and it's powerful. New moon in Leo, and it stays in Leo until 9 o'clock tonight Pacific Daylight Time, until it goes into Virgo at 9, goes into Libra on Saturday, Scorpio on Monday, Sagittarius next Wednesday. So it's moving away from that new moon, away from that sun. We're opening up. And I'm coming out onto the island here. Let's see what's going on out here. In the meantime, we've got Mercury going into the sign of Leo tomorrow, Thursday. We've got the sun in Leo, Mercury in Leo. Right now the moon is in Leo. We've been coming out of that Cancer. But the big thing that's going on now, and it's actually exact today, in fact, right now, this moment, as I'm doing this report, is that we've got Jupiter opposite Pluto. So that T-square is really kicking in full time. And I want to just sit down and talk to you about that. The major themes for this week is this T-square with Jupiter opposite Pluto, square Uranus. The new moon breaking out of Leo into Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. It's going to go all the way up to Saturn within the week. And yeah, so let me just find a little spot here, maybe sitting in that chair, and talk to you some more. Okay, I hope this is going to work. Hope you can see some water back there. These are intensely wild and crazy times. Jupiter opposite Pluto. Jupiter in Cancer opposite Pluto in Capricorn, and squaring this Uranus in the first house of Aries, sign of Aries. If you've been listening to these reports, okay, then you will know what I've been talking about. We also had the sun going to Leo, Mercury going to Leo. This is a time that I've been talking about of breaking free, getting in touch with Cancer. We've had that stellium in Cancer for a long time, and I've talked about Cancer and Leo being the most personal signs, and we're all getting in touch with our own personal truths, and we're being challenged to break out of the old paradigm, to deal with external authority, to not conform, to get, to get in. And now what's happening? The sun goes into Leo. Mercury's going into Leo. Won't be long before Mars is going into Leo. We're coming out of that Cancer. We're coming out of that time of going in, feeling, getting in touch with our, non-conforming personal beat of our own drummer. And it's time to come out. It's time to share. It's time to shine like the sun. The sun rules the sign of Leo. And so the sun is coming in, and actually the sun is right now at 15 degrees. It's the cross quarter between the cardinal points. Yeah, 15 degrees of the fixed signs, has to do with this cross quarter. It's this midpoint of the cycle. Anyway, and that's moving on. The moon, the moon was there. We had this, new moon right around that point. But the main thing that I want to bring in here, is that now Venus is moving through Virgo. The moon's going to be moving through Leo, Virgo into Libra and Scorpio. The main point is Mercury square Saturn. And the sun was squaring the nodes, and Mercury's coming in to square the nodes and square Saturn. And what's that about? That's about facing confrontation. That's about facing external authorities. That's about facing criticism. That's about facing powerful people that maybe don't like what you're expressing, or your newfound truth, or your deepest feelings. Well, this is a time of working with confrontation, of working with mirrors. North Node in Scorpio, Saturn in Scorpio. Not everybody's going to like everything that you've got to share and what you've got to bring. And this is the whole thing. I think this whole thing about coming into the new paradigm, coming into the age of Aquarius, coming into this place of community, of seeing ourselves through the eyes and through the mirrors of everybody else. Pisces is done over, washed up. You don't go off to the ashram, go off to the monastery, go off to the mountaintop to find yourself anymore. We are social creatures. We are social human beings. We are created as man and woman, male and female. We need each other to procreate, or the species will expire. Which means we've got to learn how to get along. We've got to learn how to love. We can't see ourselves without a mirror, without the other. At this time, in this age of Aquarius, maybe you could go off in the past. Maybe your parents, grandparents, Jesus or Buddha could just go off and sit under a tree. I'm sorry, man. The paradigm's changing. Planet's changing. The equations are getting rewritten. Get over it. We got to create a new way of being, a new way of doing. And this is part of, we got to do it together. That's the new paradigm. This is the age of Aquarius. We've got 2,160 years to learn how to do it. We're just coming into it. But right now, with Mercury square Saturn, you know, you can feel it. Mercury's our communication, our left brain. We just want to talk, and, you know, it's about business. Mercury, Saturn, serious, sober. It's time to really have some serious, deep conversations about sex, love, rock and roll. Not rock and roll, just sex and love. Scorpio is other people's money, other people's values. Okay, so it is about intimacy. It's about our deepest unions and what we're expected and what's wanted. And it's like, oh, so you found that you want to be free? Well, here's what I think of that. Or you think you're so great? Here's what I think of that. This is time. We're in it. We're on it. And so, you know, we can hide. We can try to go back to Cancer, be the crab and crawl under the rock. Or we can, you know, be Mars in Cancer and get all frustrated and upset and angry, and that's, you know, that's just not right, and here's how I feel, blah, 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 and dump our stuff. Or the middle route, right, the third route, the new way, the other way, is the way of calmness, the way of serenity. And what does that Saturn in Scorpio want? Maturity, objectivity, character building. We got Uranus going through, you know, Aries here. Uranus is our personal unconscious, bursting into our consciousness. Jupiter in Cancer, it's time for us. These people are our mirrors. And we can learn something from every encounter. So yes, we do need to discover ourselves and then share ourselves. This is Leo. Sun's there another couple weeks. Mercury's just going into Leo now for a month. It's time to create. It's time to promote. It's time to play. It's time to do what you think is fun. And what you think is fun, somebody else may not think is so fun. And you're going to get hurt or threatened or just like scared, you know, just like, oh no, I can't play. You don't want to see my new show, my new da-da-da, you know. This can be a time when our feelings are hurt, man. Jupiter, Mars in Cancer. Black Moon, Lilith in Cancer. I want to try this new, you know, position for lovemaking. I don't think that's so good. Hurts our feelings. And we can shrivel up, go away, hide, feel shame, guilt, all the negative emotions, or, and that's what brings me to the mantra. As I speak my truth, I must be prepared for others to feel, react, and share. If I can get over feeling threatened or scared, I will learn the lesson life has for me there. Self-knowledge, self-awareness, Jupiter square Uranus, Pluto square Uranus, third eye enlightenment, awakening, pulling back the veils. We're using each other to evolve. We're using all of these experiences to grow in self-awareness and self-consciousness. So if you can just cool down, breathe, take deep breaths this week, relax, go into that Saturn, go into that objective elder, and not react, but listen. You can make your relationships deeper. You can make your bonds deeper. You can develop, you can grow, you can just, you know, it's what the outcome of some of these very unpleasant confrontations and meetings can be greater, wider, broader, deeper, stronger bonds, commitments, truths, understandings, intimacy, exposure, vulnerability. I mean, there can be some extremely positive results if we don't cringe, run, hide, or fight, but sit at the Council of Elders like a council of elders and work it out. As I speak my truth, I must be prepared for others to feel, react, and share. If I can get over feeling threatened or scared, I will learn the lessons life has for me there. Namaste, aloha, so much love. Alright, I can't help but share a little bit of this place, this magical place, the Sky Watch Field, the Isetti Ranch, where we are here for our festival. There's Mount Adams. Next weekend, August, what is it, 16, 17, 18. This field is going to be full of people. We're going to have it all going down. There's an empty chair waiting for you. These night skies are going to light up with our extraterrestrial friends, spirit beings. This place is alive with the gnomes and the fairies and the nature spirits and the angels and, oh, well, you name it. It's happening. It's awesome. Just wanted to give you a little blast of that, baby. Look at that mountain. Gotta love it. Aloha.